Let's check back and reflect on the man who was behind the wheels of this I-20 car. Omar Mohammed, training to be a doctor, now in all possibility the suicide bomber of this particular incident, the Fidain attacker, traces his roots back to Pulwama, ironically comes from the same village to which belonged the suicide bomber of Pulwama in 2019. And when my colleague Mir Farid, went to his village, spoke to his family, this is what they had to say.
आप क्या लगती हैं उनकी?
मैं उनकी भाभी हूँ।
तो रात में जब ये सारा इंसिडेंट हुआ तो पुलिस आई रात में?
रात के 10 बजे, 10 साढ़े 10 बजे आ गई थी और उन दोनों भाइयों को लेकर चली गई। पहले एक को ले गई, फिर दूसरे को लेकर गई।
अच्छा, तो ये बताइए, जो डॉक्टर उमर है कितने टाइम से बाहर थे और लास्ट कब वो घर आए थे?
2 महीने पहले शायद घर आए थे।
अच्छा,
हाँ, 2 महीने।
तो कितने टाइम से वो वहाँ फरीदाबाद में जॉब कर रहे थे?
मुझे लगता है 2 या 3 साल।
3 साल से?
हाँ,
3 साल से। जो उनके 2 भाई हैं वो क्या करते हैं?
वो तो प्राइवेट, बड़ा भाई तो प्राइवेट जॉब करता था, छोटा भाई पढ़ता था, वो तो स्टेनोग्राफी और पीजी में इन्वॉल्व था। बस।
तो रात को कितने बजे पुलिस आई और किस किस को जो है उठा के ले?
एक तो मेरे शौहर को ले गई, आशिक हुसैन भट्ट को, और मेरे देवर को उठा के ले गई, ज़ुहूर इलाही। हाँ,
ये दोनों भाई हैं?
दोनों भाई हैं।
जी जी। तो जो एलिगेशन अभी लग रही है कि वो इस ब्लास्ट में इन्वॉल्व है, कुछ ऐसा शक है आपको या कभी ऐसा?
नहीं, मुझे तो यकीन नहीं हो रहा है। हम वो कहते हैं ना, आसमान से गिर पड़े। इतनी गरीबी उनकी माँ ने उठाई है, क्या बताएं। आप किसी से भी मालूम कर सकते हो, पूछ सकते हो गांव में कितनी गरीबी उन्होंने उठाई। हमें तो बस वो गरीबी हमारे जहन में थी। हमने सोचे कि आप कुछ करेगा हमारे लिए, इसे भी जहन में है कि कैसे गरीबी में, कितनी सख्ती में माँ ने पढ़ाया लिखाया। अब ये हमारी होप थी, हमें पता था कमाने वाला खाली वही था।
तो आपको भी शौक लगा? कोई इंडिकेशन कभी थी कि ऐसा कुछ कर रहे हो?
नहीं।
My colleague there speaking, Mir Farid, with the family of Omar Mohammed, says that he came from acute poverty. His mother built him to be a doctor, and they cannot believe that he is now the suicide bomber of Delhi. Viewers, larger questions on radicalization, especially of doctors, training to be doctors, where you put in years of service and then you come and get behind an I-20 and blow yourself up. What is the level of radicalization there? We're going to continue to reflect on all angles of this story. There's been constant investigation that has been taking place, and there has been a breakthrough, source-based information yet, but as one was anticipating and speculating, and now a source-based confirmation coming on that, on what possibly was the explosive that was used to give way to this high-intensity blast that took place yesterday in that I-20 car outside gate number 1 of Metro Station, Red Fort. The news that we are breaking, in all probability, as per our sources, ammonium nitrate was in fact used, plus fuel oil, explosives, detonators. This is source-based information that ammonium nitrate was the base. Huge quantities of ammonium nitrate would have been used that led to the kind of injuries and the intensity and later on the impact that was felt in that area. There was no need, many would suggest, for sharpener and nails, because the amount of ammonium nitrate was so much that in itself the intensity of blast would have been noted, like the kind that we witnessed yesterday. Along with ammonium nitrate, fuel oil and other explosives, detonators were also used. That has been indicated by our sources, something that was being speculated on. The entire terror module footprint right now being decoded, viewers, leading to larger, more sinister questions. Are there more sleeper cells? Were there others who got away? Is there more of this kind of explosive that is out there? Something that our investigative agencies would be looking at very keenly. While combing operations continue, the first bit of information, Shreya Chatterjee joining me on that, confirming, Shreya, what was speculated and anticipated, because all indications and references point to the fact that this was huge quantities of ammonium nitrate. Now your source is telling you ammonium nitrate plus fuel oil and explosive detonators use to give form to this high intensity, high impactful blast that we saw yesterday.
Well, you know, Preeti, I was just standing over here last night when one of the senior officials of Delhi Police, who was there present on the ground, he came out and we asked him that, what do you feel of it? He said that there's no crater, there's no shrapnels, there's nothing that leaves a sign of an RDX. This points out that there was some kind of a liquid that was used, and slowly when we developed on that information, our sources did confirm to us the traces of ammonium nitrate was found, and that's what it turns out. It was an ANFO explosion, ammonium nitrate fuel oil. That is what it was used to trigger this entire a blast that took place. There was a detonator that was also used, and that's the reason, if you remember, we've already reported this since late last night, that the blast actually happened at the rear end of the car. So what we are understanding, probably towards the end, which is the car, the later side of the car, what we're understanding, in bulk material, ammonium nitrate was stored along with fuel. Now, whether that was LPG, CNG, we are yet to get a clarity on that. The reason there was a confusion, because this car was a hybrid car of petrol and CNG. Whether CNG was also used to maximize the blast, all these things are right now being looked at. The initial report does confirm to India Today that it was an ANFO explosion, which is an ammonium nitrate fuel oil used to detonate, used to actually trigger this explosion, which was a high intensity. Eyewitnesses we spoke with said that the car actually opened up into halves, and because there was fuel oil, remember, it also spread across. That also led to the quickness in which the fire also spread around to multiple other vehicles. So this is the reason why we see that. Not the first time, as I was already pointing it out, in 2022 in Coimbatore. Remember, when it was initially suggested it was an LPG blast, turned out that it was actually a mix of ammonium nitrate. Similar on the lines, this is what we're right now learning. And why this is plausible, because a huge cache of ammonium nitrate was also recovered from the Faridabad model. But right now what the police is doing is they are already questioning the ones in arrest. That includes Dr. Muzammil, that includes Shaheen, one individual arrested from Lucknow by Faridabad police. It's being suggested that they were the ones who helped carry the explosive here till Faridabad. So all these things are right now being looked at. Majorly another thing, whether any more member of the module still absconding, because yesterday there was a huge amount of raid that was being conducted by Faridabad police. But unfortunately, it was in Delhi that Muhammad Umar, who they were looking for, was hiding, and he detonated that car that led to the death of 9 individuals. A lot of people will have problem if we say this is an intelligence failure, but how do we not actually explain the fact that there was a raid that was taking place to nab one individual, but that individual was found here at Chandni Chowk and he detonated that car. How do you call it what? I mean, we leave it for our officers to clarify in the Delhi police, but clearly we cannot ignore that 9 innocent lives were lost because of that.
You know, what you really call it is acute intelligence failure on the part of the Delhi police, and the Delhi police is answerable. At one end, yes, that our security agencies and the Delhi police were successful in busting a major terror module, which now has been given the terminology of a white-collar terror module, with what happened yesterday, where nearly close to 2,900 kilograms of ammonium nitrate, the same explosive that was now being confirmed to be the cause of the high-impact, high-intensity explosive found in the I-20 car yesterday, which led to the explosion at Red Fort. But you know, at one end, one would suggest that a larger conspiracy was spoiled, and this was the success of our security agencies. We as a country, we as residents of the national capital could have witnessed something much more. But when it comes to terror, one terror attack is one too many. 9 innocent lives lost. Acute failure where it comes down to intelligence. The Delhi police answerable at this point of time. I want to take a moment to step back and reflect on the terror module now that has tied in to the Fedayeen attack which took place, the suicide bombing in all probability, which had Omar Mohammed at the back, driving the I-20 laden with explosives and detonating at about 6:50 p.m. outside gate number 1 metro station, Red Fort, adjacent to the Chandni Chowk model. It will sound, in terminology, viewers, and sadly so I have to say it, like a thriller of sorts, where you look at Hollywood films, where you get into chasing terrorists. But that's what it really was. It was a nexus of radicalized doctors that were studying medicine, and that in effect will also raise larger questions on indoctrination, on radicalization. What may sound like a scene from a thriller turned real in the heart of the capital. Investigators say Dr. Omar had planned the attack with 2 aides, and after the Faridabad module was busted, panic set in. Sources suggest Omar, fearing arrest after his aides was caught, decided to strike last minute, planting a detonator and ammunition nitrate. Shreya Chatterjee, is she still with us? If she continues to be with us, I'll cut across to her. Meanwhile, all right, we don't have Shreya. But meanwhile, the terror trail has now stretched from Delhi to Pulwama to Faridabad to even Uttar Pradesh, where arrests have been made in Saharanpur as well. We continue to get you all angles of this story as it unfolds, viewers. Larger questions remain. Those questions will duly be answered and asked by us on India Today. We are not whitewashing anything. We are asking every question that needs to be asked. We are raising every facet of this terror attack that needs to be raised. No whitewashing. We are not painting over facts. Facts will remain, and we will continue to deliver them without fear or favor.